In-Fisherman has long professed that many of the same skills used to catch freshwater fish easily transfer to fishing coastal waters for saltwater fish species. One of our favorite targets is also one of the finest sporting fish in all of fishing, the tarpon.
I don't know who's gonna poop out first, Doug.
Huh?
I don't know who's gonna poop out first near the fish.
You think one more?
Whoa!
See, we can get to the leader here.
Yeah.
Here he is. There, he's deep
Right
now.
in the corner.
We can get that out of there. Beautiful, huh?
Oh man.
Is that
nice
your first
fish.
tarpon?
Very first tarpon.
Yep. There. I may have him. Okay,
All right.
watch out for my fingers.
Okay.
And that, folks, is jig fishing on steroids. I tell you right there.
Unbelievable.
You know, I love to fish the jigs, and we're not gonna take the fish out. That's as good as we're gonna show you. But down you go. You'll be all right, I think.
Yep, there he goes.
All right. Hey, good job.
Thanks,
man.
Doug.
Man, I love to fish jigs. I love to fish jigs, smallmouths, walleyes, pike, muskies, you name it. But this is what we come down here for, because these fish, these tarpon, like I said, it's fish on steroids. I mean, it's jigging on steroids because they bite just about the exact same way as a lot of freshwater fish do. The tackle obviously has got to be a lot heavier. You know, we're using a big jig like that right there, and soft plastic. Berkeley makes a lot of the, you know, the various gulp products that'll work. But we started fishing the power bait stuff so many years ago, and that did the job that time.
It worked great. You know, little bump, and he took off with it.
But look at the hook there. Ouch. All right. Very quickly, let's go through a few aspects of the casting game. And, you know, typically I'm using 50-pound braid. But by the bridges, oftentimes we'll go to 65, and there's a lot of situations where 80 is really necessary. You still want to be able to make long casts. I like to use casting tackle, but spinning tackle is just, you know, can be just as good. So long casts, the actual how you work the lures is based on whether the tide's running hard or not. A lot of time, if the tide is running that way, you just make a quartering cast and bring the lure back right in. And once it's directly behind the boat, you just reel it in fast and then make another quartering cast. So you're kind of sweeping it in front of the fish. You know, you're working it back, just swimming it like that, little reeling. I like to keep my rod in my gut right here, so when the tarpon hits, they come up, they grab the lure, they go whoop down like that, and if you're not ready, they handcuff you and you can't get hooks. All right, now I'm gonna show you some of the, come down here, I'll show you some of the lures that we use. Now the bait that started it all, many, many years ago, I've been doing this for 25 years, was the Lunker City Sluggo. And, you know, here's a 9-inch Sluggo trimmed back by about 3 inches. Looks like a mullet in the water. The jig head is an 1.5 ounce owner saltwater bullet head. That's the same one that I often use in freshwater for heavy duty stuff. Some other lures have really come on, or options have really come on strong. You've got, in the gulp lineup, the 7-inch jerk shad right here. And again, you're fishing it on that 1.5 ounce head. If you've got no tide, typically you're not catching any fish anyway, so you need that heavy head. The other options that have been fishing well, 10-inch gulp eel. You can go with an 8-inch or 2, and sometimes we trim it back just a little bit. And then surprisingly, the 10-inch power worm, you know, used for largemouth bass and that kind of thing. And again, we're fishing it on that 1.5 ounce head. But this can be dynamite from time to time. Again, you're making long casts, quartering cast into the current, bringing it back, sometimes reeling real slow. Fish comes up, grabs, thump, and you're on, and away you go. Where you hit another fish. And a boy, right? Hey, oh, and that is a pig-o. Oh. That's a pig, man. I'll tell you what we're gonna do is we're just gonna turn and hope he goes right through the bridge. Hang on. Doing great. Unbelievably swimming right through the bridge. 50% of the time they go into the bridge abutments and you lose them.
I think it's just beginner's luck.
All we're trying to do is keep him right over the fish. Somebody else is hooked up when you got an anchor ball on the other side, so we got to get on this side of the the piling here, hopefully. This is the second Bahia Honda bridge. We originally hooked up on the other side of that one. Good job, Ray. Nobody could do that better.
Oh, not again.
Well, obviously this is taking a lot longer time than we expected, so we had to put the light on the camera. I would say that we've been at this, well, more than 30 minutes, more than a half hour, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. Sometimes that happens, you get your hand on the leader, you pull hard, and they...
Free Willy.
Yeah, so I would say that that fish was probably close to 100. Big fish.
It felt like every bit of 100 pounds.